In our headlines today, let them go COD leader urges Raila about troubles. Infrastructure the key in achievement of Kenya Vision 2030. Erratic power leads in factors hurting growth. African Nazarene University Impact Week 2016. Welcome to our bulletin. I'm Laura Mutonyi.
And I'm Sami Wamai.
And this is Afri 24.
Several CORD MPs, senators, a governor, and 2 deputy governors are challenging their party leader Raila Odinga to expel rebel members who are said to be rocking the party from within. The politicians are telling Mr. Odinga that it is high time that he acts swiftly to take action against party MPs that are aligning themselves with the Jubilee Alliance. These people include Senators James Orengo of Siaya, Johnston Muthama of Machakos, and Stuart Madzayo of Kilifi. There is also Kilifi Woman Representative Aisha Jumwa, her Mombasa counterpart Mishi Mboko, and Deputy Governors Hazel Katana of Mombasa and Mwakombo Kamto of Kilifi. The aforementioned individuals are currently speaking at the burial of nominated MCA Grace Mbodza at Mbogoni Primary School, Rabai constituency in Kilifi. They are challenging their colleagues to resign and seek a fresh mandate on a Jubilee ticket if they feel shortchanged by ODM.
In today's opinion question, what do you think is the way forward for political party ODM? Again, I repeat, what do you think is the way forward for political party ODM? Send your responses to the number 24367 or on the Twitter handle Afri24 or on our Facebook page Afri24, and we'll sample your responses after the bulletin.
Kenya needs to invest massively in infrastructure to create a conducive environment for business operations within the region so as to attain the goals of Vision 2030. This was said at a meeting between the Kenya Vision 2030 Delivery Board and the Editors Guild to discuss ways in which the government, the private sector, and the media can work together in the realization of Kenya Vision 2030. Nairobi remains the biggest hub in sub-Saharan Africa as Kenya advances towards this. During a discussion with the stakeholders, the need to disseminate information to the public, all the strides taken in various projects was emphasized.
But the private sector has played a very significant role, particularly in housing. You just need to look in Nairobi and see how the provision of housing has been dealt with by the private sector. I guess if you have looked at data over the last 2 years, the rents and prices of housing have started going low or down simply because of supply and the issues of debates. Have we oversupplied office space? Have we oversupplied high-end housing and middle income housing? And the question is, can we now focus to low-cost housing? And this, again, is judgmental issues. So essentially, we are seeing a private sector kicking in to provide that. And of course, if the economy was to be globally competitive, it was not about the public sector, it was the private sector. That's what really, the government was to do enactment of policies. And if we can talk a little bit about policies, because those are not physically visible. I think the biggest reforms have been in education, agriculture, I think industry. Almost all the policies that needed to be enacted have now been enacted.
Vision 2030, in my view, is a country's biggest desire. We want Vision 2030 to succeed. Because there is a major gap in this country between what is said and what is really accomplished. That gap is what worries us. Every journalist will tell you that is uncomfortable.
The Kenya Vision 2030, in conjunction with the Kenya Editors Guild, held a breakfast meeting at the Serena Pan-Afric Hotel. The meeting was to discuss the role of media and telecommunication companies in achieving Kenya Vision 2030. In attendance was Bob Kolimo, James Mwangi, Mwangi Kiunjuru, Linus Kaikai, and many others. They were able to discuss on bridging the information gap between the government and the media, as well as the government's role in availing information to the media and the citizens. Reporting for Afri 24, my name is Laura Mutonyi.
In John's life, action runs non-stop. Now, I can't be with him all the time, 24 hours a day. That's why I've given him Dettol Soap's non-stop protection, which gives him 24 hours protection from germs. In the morning, when he faces germs, afternoon, when he's up to mischief, playing in the evening. Non-stop protection keeps going on and on.
Indeed, Dettol Soap's non-stop protection formula has the power of Dettol, which gives non-stop protection from germs for 24 hours.
All day and all night.
Mother's weapon for non-stop protection. Dettol. Be 100% sure.
6 in every 10 Kenyan business leader blames inadequate electricity and lack of infrastructure for slow growth and innovation. According to Mr. Konditi, the high cost of electricity, constant power outage, poor road network, and lack of penetration of internet into remote areas are among the barriers of innovation. The Ministry of Energy and Petroleum plan to replace the thermal generators that will increase production capacity from cheap and renewable options like hydro, geothermal, coal, and liquefied natural gas.
In today's opinion question, what do you think is the way forward for a political party ODM again? What do you think is the way forward for political party ODM? We have asked you this question and we have received some of your responses sent to the number 24367 or on the Twitter handle Afri20 at Afri24 or our Facebook page Afri24.
A number of responses are, according at Hemisphere, these are from Twitter. At Hemisphere, he says that CORD should choose they should focus on one leader who will run for the 2017 upcoming elections.
And at John Midway says that ODM should be sober in the way they carry out their activities and they should look to a brighter Kenya in the future.
African Nazarene University is hosting the second edition of the 2016 Impact Week at its main campus, Ongata Rongai, on July 1st to 7, 2016, themed Creating Impact Through Innovation and Entrepreneurship. The Impact Week Forum is based on design thinking that started off in a training for trainers workshop, followed by 4 days of guided sessions on prototyping and business model creation. Today on our feature, we met a team of young entrepreneurs who took part in last year in the African Nazarene University Impact Week 2015 and won the HALT Prize. We now take a look at their story.
Hello, my name is Saruni Brian Maina and I'm the project manager. I'm also a BBIT student at African Nazarene University, 4th year, and I'm here attending the Impact Week.
Yes, I'm Clement, 4th year computer science student. I'm attending Impact Week and I'm an IT person developer on the team.
Hello, my name is Jessica Celeste. I'm a BBIT student. I'm the executive secretary of TakaSmart, and I'm also here attending Impact Week.
Hello, I'm Kevin Derito. I'm a student here at African Nazarene, taking computer science. I'm here. I'm the logistics. I'm in charge of logistics in TakaSmart. Taka Smart is a project that aims to address the issue of the prevalent amount of garbage around on our streets by trying to give people incentives to properly dispose of that waste. And these incentives are in the form of reward points, which you can compare to like loyalty points you get at supermarkets. And now with these points, we have a system where you can redeem them for different things. So an example, right now we're working with, we're collecting plastic bottles from students at this school, and each student has an account on the system. So when they give us the bottles, we give them points as a reward to their account. So with these points, they can be able to get free airtime according to the amount of bottles they've collected.
First of all, Taka Smart was born through a competition known as Heart Prize. So what was about the competition? The main challenge was coming up with a solution that can help people in crowded urban spaces. So one of us, actually, Saruni, the project manager, came up with the idea of encouraging people to recycle so that we can give them incentives.
Quite a number of students are participating right now. We only have one collection point in African Nazarene University. We've collected more than 1,000 bottles since we started less than a month. Yeah,
This is the second.
This is the second
This
week
is the
of
second
collection.
week of collection. We've collected more than 1,000 bottles. Yeah, so I think students and the staff are quite interested, and most of them are bringing bottles to us. Yeah, so I think it's a good start.
So we have taken to recycling companies who now have to buy them from us. So we're just acting as suppliers to them. So right now we're in contact with one called EcoPost. The founder is Lona Ruto. She's also an alumnus from this school. Yeah, so we're in contact with her and also looking at other contacts who are willing to buy them from us. So that's how we make the profit and make it sustainable.
Last week on Friday, we were at Queer. We were invited for some exhibition as they were opening up their business incubation center. And when we went there, we didn't know what to expect. It was new grounds for us. It was a campus we've never been to. But the reception we got there and the feedback from the students, the lecturers, the staff was awesome. And actually right now we are working on expanding to Queer.
For now, we are currently working with schools because it's a kind of testing. So we like to work with universities so that if we see that the feedback is positive, we'll go public.
Yeah, but also we've started talking to the Minister for Environment for the Kajiado County. So they're also interested in having this program rolled out at the county level as well.
We will be in contact and using students as our ambassadors to take Taka Smart to the next level. So as much as we'll be graduating and leaving school, Taka Smart will still be part of African Nazarene and other institutions that we'll be working with. So it will still take part in universities, still take part even probably in high schools and primary schools, and we are looking at even corporates. But our main market will be students of universities.
So it's not really a student project; it's a project done by students.
For the students.
Yeah.
So it's not like we'll leave and then pass it to the next generation of students, and then
It's not hereditary.
It helped me, on my personal development, because I'm one person who never, I never used to know how to express myself, how to express my ideas or how to defend my ideas. And I never knew how to pitch, but I also learned that, through Taka Smart, and also commitment. Sometimes commitment is hard, personally. But I think I'm learning that, yeah.
In terms of school fees, it's not really helping us at all. Right now, it's not. Right now, we are sort of using our own funds, to provide capital, for all our expenses. We're paying for them ourselves, so it's more of a burden to us than it is bringing us. So we're looking at it that maybe in the future, it's when it's going to return, give us return on our investments and what we're giving up to it. But as she said, it's probably more of a personal development and more of a, I guess it's a passion. So there's that sense of achievement you have whenever you see yourself get closer to your dream. So that's what I think you get out of it, knowing that you're working on something.
We're not just creating these solutions, apps, and stuff. We just want to become game changers.
Bongo mingi no kino kie? Tout le monde est bina, bina na bongo. Tout le monde est bina, bina na bongo.
Barclay Cash dances to your tune.
Onto the business segment we look at, show to give special focus on livestock, refugees worry about leaving business behind, analysis on Britain's exit from European Union. Welcome to the Business Report. I'm David Washira. This year's Brookside Livestock Breeders Show and Sale is being held at Nairobi's Jamhuri Park from July 21st to July 23rd. Brookside Director of Procurement John Gary is saying farmers are learning about modern breed improvement technologies which are all for sale. The exhibition is attracting experts in genetic improvement for beef, dairy and small stalls, as well as dealers in agro products, all aimed at enhancing production. All over 1,000 exhibitors are showcasing various aspects of the dairy industry, including new genetics, animal feeding and energy technology on the farms, such as use of biogas. Cold sodas, ice cream, beef and chicken burgers, and DSTV connections are currently up all for sale in Hagadera Market, one of the 5 camps that make up the Dab camp refugee camp complex. It is attracting traders from all over the country who are setting up stalls selling merchandise from clothes to electronics. However, the soon to be inevitable closure of the Dab camp is worrying proprietors that fear losing out on their investments within the area. Mr. Farah Abdi Isa, one of the proprietors, is hoping that the government will have a change of heart regarding the closure of the Dab camp and continue hosting the refugees a little while longer as the Somali struggles to find its feet.
I cannot say that I am great, but I've always dreamt of greatness. To become a great man, you have to be humble, have the right attitude and to work hard. When I was growing up, I wanted to become like my father. I knew he was an athlete. I realized dreaming was not enough. It takes a lot. You have to make a lot of sacrifices. Be disciplined. If you are strong mentally and physically, you never quit. If you quit, you lose. It feels good when you have the whole country behind you. I know there are a lot of young people looking at us and they wanted to become like us one day. That is a great motivation. If there is something I can say to young people, my mother taught me with good breakfast and the right attitude, anything is possible. Because when you have a good breakfast, you are ready for the day's activities in order to achieve what you want in life. I don't think you can be the best. Always try to achieve the next level. I am David Rudisha, 2 times world champion, Olympic champion, and the world record holder over 800 meters. Kenya, join me today for breakfast, because with a good breakfast, anything is possible.
We first listen to an expert opinion concerning the Brexit situation.
I know there is an issue right now between East African community and the EU. There is a deal that we were supposed to sign, a trade deal that was supposedly supposed to save us about 22% in export duty. If you're exporting goods to the UK, under that deal, were exempted from duty. It's about 20% of whatever that you are exporting. But Tanzania, I think a few days ago, or recently, has been expressing their discontent. They feel the deal is not right, so they're pulling out. So if they pull out, it means all the other East African countries are going to be affected, including Kenya. If I'm exporting coffee to the UK, if I'm exporting miraa to the UK, if I'm exporting flowers to the UK, I will be expected to pay a duty of up to 22%. That affects me, because the guys exporting this product are key players in our local market. They are the ones who they buy things in Nairobi. They travel within the country, Naivasha, Nairobi, Meru, Nairobi, to sell that. So if whatever it is that they're selling out there is costing them more, they're going to kind of push that cost, whatever it is that they're dealing with here. Either they'll travel less or do less business here. The world has been changing, it's becoming more and more interconnected. They call a global village. You are able to communicate with people from across the globe easier. And with the advancements in technology, that's made even easier. What that means is that I am able to almost live a life that is the same as someone across the continent, across the oceans. My lifestyle can match someone in the UK because I know what he eats, how he speaks, what he wears. I have an idea of the way he thinks. I can connect with him where my ideas and his ideas are the same. My opinions on certain issues are the same. So it's almost like we are neighbors. And this is made possible because of information flow. As in, there's more information being generated, and it's easier to share that information. So what that means is that the states, countries, as we know, as they were being conceived in like 50 years ago, 60s and whatever else, when African states were being formed, and even across the world, states were being formed, the definition of a state, it's like now it's changed. You don't have to go through so many hoops and so many regulations and restrictions for you to cross borders. Sometimes you don't even have to go across the border physically. You are connected. So what that means is the governments, as we know them, if you are neighbors, like right now we're talking about Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, we have got a border between us. But the realities of the way the citizens of those countries live is forcing them to kind of open up their borders and to remove restrictions. Because those restrictions are no longer, it's like they are useless in a way. You get I'm in Kenya and I have to get a passport to go to Uganda. Yet, I am communicating with someone in Uganda,
Now we are going to have an in-house discussion about the Brexit situation. Welcome back. Welcome, Laura.
Thank you very much. It's an honor to have me back again.
Yeah, we know that Britain is voting to leave the European Union. What's your take on that?
Personally, I think it's not a smart move because I feel like they're going to lose a lot doing that. Even if they want to be a free country and felt like the EU was imposing so much on them, it's really not smart because they have to start from square one. And we know Britain is one of the powerhouses in the world. So for them starting from square one will really take them back because they have to now start setting up new regulations and rules that will help them do business, even govern the country well. In addition to that, like so many, like even the foreigners who come into the country will have to go through so many procedures just to get in, which the EU made it easy for them because they had formed this relationship that allowed them to interact freely with foreigners. Now being a free state will really put them back. It's like starting from square one, where you have to now, like with a child, you have to now take care of the child and help the child nurture. It's going to be the same thing for them. They have to now start growing again. As much as they have all these things going on, they still have to do certain things to go back to where we know them.
But what about the reasons that Britain gave, one being that European Union imposes too many restrictions on British lawmakers?
Yes, it does that, but it's common. These unions help our countries in so many ways. Even with the many rules, it's easy to control. Say a problem happens, it's easy for them to solve the issue because the union is there. It's going to take care of that. But now it's leaving the union. It's going to be everybody's opinion. Everybody will want to give their opinion on certain things, which is going to bring so much confusion and chaos. Say, for example, if it were a situation in Kenya, like let's say we were Britain and we were going through the ICC issue, yeah? Now, for example, if you were not part of the EU, yeah? Like matters regarding the 207 post-election violence, everybody would want to give a take. But now, the fact that they have left the EU just spoils everything because the EU controlled things, which was better that way. Instead of everybody having to voice their opinions, it will slow down decision making, it will slow down their governance, it will even slow down on so many sectors, like so many sectors in the country will have to slow down because everybody will want to give their take on that, which is going to bring somewhat chaos and confusion.
Well, according to some reports, the International Monetary Fund predicts that African Union by the year 2019 will contribute more to the world economics than the European Union. Well, do you still support Britain remaining in the EU, even if AU?
Yes, I do support it. I'm for it 101%. I really want them to stay there. Even regards to the question you asked, Africa is really growing. Yes, we know that it has really grown so much over the past years. We have taken so much strides in whatever that we do. So, with the fact that they're leaving, we might overtake them. I mean, Africa is the next powerhouse. So if they don't take care, they're going to.
Don't you think that maybe leaving the EU might improve Britain's business relations with the Commonwealth countries?
Yes, it might improve, but as I said, it's going to take time because the European Union, because many countries are part of it, they are member states. So it brought that bond, that unity. So it was easier for different countries to sit together and agree on something. But now the fact that Britain has left, it's going to be so much harder for them because you have to start all over again. People are going to ask questions. Why did you leave? What was the reason? Yes, they're giving us the reasons, but are you sure that you want to interact with this country and you felt like the EU was doing something good on your part?
Sure.
But for them, they feel like the EU is sitting on them and imposing so many rules on them. But now the fact that they're on their own is going to be so hard for them, because you have to start from the beginning, form those relationships, make sure things are okay before people fully accept you and want to do business with you.
What has happened since Britain's exit from the EU?
We have seen the pound dropping because of their exit. So most definitely the economy is really suffering at the moment. Reason being, without access to the union, there are no open markets. With them being in the European Union, they had access to other markets. But now that they're out, as I said, you have to start on your own. And then we know that most of the non-citizens of Britain were the ones who were bringing so much monies into the country. They were the ones who were doing the most labor. So the fact that they have exited is going to take them back, because they have to now start registering as new workers, which is going to take time. So for them, the economy has really taken a slow turn. Then in addition to that, Scotland wants to leave. I mean, it's going to be another issue, because Scotland and Britain were together. So it's just going to bring so many issues and so much slow growth on both parts.
Sure. What is the impact on Kenya economically?
Kenya, we're going to suffer, because as Kenyans, we really invested so much in the British market. We took our flowers there, we took our vegetables and fruits there. So the farmer is going to really suffer, because he has new laws and new regulations that have been imposed on him, new prices that have been imposed on him. So he's going to have to remove so much money in order for him to take his products there. Then the fact that they are now a free market means that even for normal people, it's going to take so much cash just to maneuver into their market, because of the new rules and regulations. So it's going to take time for them to really really settle down before anything happens. So it's going to, not even Kenya alone, it's going to affect very many countries that have been doing trade with them.
Sure.
Yeah.
That was our in-house discussion. Let us have sports after the Forex exchange.
In sports today, Intervarsity Sports Day, NFL comes to Kenya, Euro 2016 in France, German machine ready, Wanjiru eyes 6th title in Durban. Welcome to Sports News. My name is Jones Kabogo. Africa Nazarene University basketball team played against Zetech, Nairobi Institute of Business Studies and St. Paul's basketball teams. Having trained for 3 months, the ANU basketball team managed to give to the regional levels to play against Strathmore basketball next weekend.
It was aggressive, walikuja strong, wakatugonga, but we managed to get the win. So itatuweka up on the pools, tenda tukijua venye game, tukingoja kujua venye game ya Zetech itakuwa. So tumeshinda game moja, tunangoja kumalizia Zetech ndio tuone venye pooling itakuwa kesho. Game ya Zetech, game ilianza slow, tulikuwa tunacheza 2-3 zone, but walianza kwenda fast break mob, ikabidi sasa tu switch up man. So we are still catching up on the game. Subs na pigwa poa, so we're hoping for the best on the second quarter of the game.
National Football League is now in Kenya. Jomo Kenyatta University American football team today practiced for the upcoming game against the Safaricom Sevens American football team, and they are set to play next weekend at Africa Nazarene University grounds. Poland reached the quarter-final after beating Switzerland 5-4 in a penalty shootout, with Jakub Blaszczykowski netting the winning goal. Wales also reached the quarter-finals to the European Championships for the first time in their history. Gareth McCauley's own goal handed them a 1-0 win over Northern Ireland. In the earlier match, Borussia Dortmund winger Blaszczykowski gave Poland a first-half lead before Xherdan Shaqiri equalized with a bicycle kick in the second half for Switzerland. It finished 1-1 at the end of normal time and extra time. Blaszczykowski scored from the spot kick. However, Arsenal's Granit Xhaka missed his penalty to give Poland the victory. The result means that the Poles will now play either Portugal or Croatia in their quarter-finals in Marseille on Thursday.
Rosicki to take on Behrami. And a lovely ball. Blaszczykowski! 1-0 Poland! Jakub Blaszczykowski! Left-footed. Oh, way wide!
Germany goalkeeper Manuel Neuer believes the world champions can put a slow start to their Euro 2016 behind them and thrive under pressure of knockout football when they face Slovakia on Sunday. He further says that they are into the straight knockout football and anything can happen, but are very good at focusing when it really matters, as they have seen in past competitions. He also says that it is important that their midfielder disturb the rhythm of the game early on. However, they should not focus on just one player, but need to look at their opponents as a whole. In other sport news, Kenya's Grace Wanjiru is targeting unprecedented 6th straight title in women 20-kilometer race walk, as the curtain is coming down at the African Athletics Championships today at Kings Park in Durban. She's also seeking to seal a place in Team Kenya for the Olympics after she clocked a qualifying time when she retained her national title for the 15th time in 1 hour, 39 minutes and 9 seconds in May 27, 2016. She says that making it to Rio Olympics will be a dream come true since she started breaststroke 16 years ago. That marks the end of our sports bulletin. Let's look at the weather.
In today's opinion question, we asked, what do you think is the way forward for political party ODM? Again, what do you think is the way forward for political party ODM? We received some of your responses, and this is what you had to say. At Ocheng Oneko on Twitter says that Baba for president, he feels that CORD is not being listened to, and Raila Odinga should be given a chance at the next presidency. At Free Kenyan says that CORD is not serious in what they do. They do not look like real political candidates. No one from there is serious enough to actually take the seat of office. I see he's talking about the presidency. At Danson Kamau says that CORD should stop politicking and focus on the needs of the Kenyan people.
Some of your Facebook posts were, it's time ODM focused on real things than making noise for Kenyans. That is really funny.
Yes, yeah.
Karen Waire says that ODM should unite and stop being too greedy for leadership. What do you think?
Well, yeah, I don't. Are we allowed to give opinions?
I don't even know anyway.
Yeah. Received a text from Mark from Taita Taveta. Says that he's tired of both CORD and Jubilee going at it, and he is looking for a third solution, namely the third way political party. He is interested in finding out what they have to offer. Yes.
It has been an honor being your anchor today with the help of my wonderful team. I hope you have a wonderful night. My name is Laura Mutonye.
And I'm Sami Wamai.
Hope to see you tomorrow at the same time.